There's a lake hidden deep in the woods, known only to locals as Blackwater Lake. They say it's cursed, that no one who ventures too close after dark comes back the same. Of course, I thought it was just another silly legend, until last Friday night. I was walking home from a friend's house, taking the shortcut through the forest. The moon was barely visible, shrouded by heavy clouds, and the air was damp, carrying the faint smell of moss and decay. Everything was silent, too silent. Then I heard it, a splash, far too loud to be a fish or bird. I stopped, straining my ears. The water stilled, but something felt off. I kept walking, faster now, my footsteps crunching on the gravel path. But soon I realized I wasn't alone. Behind me there was a second pair of footsteps, heavy, deliberate. They mirrored mine, stopping whenever I did. "Hello?" I called out, my voice shaky. Silence, no response. I told myself it was my imagination, maybe an animal, I thought, but deep down I knew better. Then as I neared the edge of the lake, I saw it. A figure, hunched and unnatural, stood at the shoreline. It wasn't human, not entirely. Its limbs were too long, its joints bending in ways they shouldn't. The creature's skin shimmered like wet stone, and its eyes, they glowed, a sickly yellow cutting through the darkness. It stared at me, unblinking. Then it began to move. Slowly at first, dragging itself closer, its clawed hands leaving deep furrows in the mud. I backed away, my heart pounding, but the thing only moved faster. "Stay back!" I shouted, but it didn't stop. Its mouth stretched into a wide grin, revealing rows of jagged needle-like teeth. I turned and ran, my legs burning, lungs screaming for air. The forest blurred around me, but the sound of wet, heavy footsteps never faded. I could feel it getting closer, the chill of its presence brushing against my neck. I didn't dare look back. I knew if I did, I wouldn't survive. Finally, I burst through the tree line, my house in sight. I threw myself through the front door and slammed it shut, locking every bolt. For a moment, there was silence. Then I heard it again. A soft knock, followed by a low, guttural laugh. I stayed awake all night, clutching a kitchen knife, but the knocking never returned. The next morning I went back to the lake, and the path I had run down was gone. In its place, nothing but untouched forest. Now every night I hear the same sound, the knocking, and sometimes I hear my name whispered from the trees.